strong or not. Mark in particular is constantly bested by villains far weaker than himself, which at first was fine. He was a brand new superhero with no experience and getting used to his powers. Of course he's going to be inconsistent. But then Season 3 starts out like this.
Mark's speed has increased 65%, his endurance 70%, and his strength 138%.
Mark has become an indomitable force of nature, on par with other Viltrumites who are virtually... some of which are capable of lifting up to 100,000 tons. Mark's doing freaking reps with the heaviest weight Cecil can make with a multi-billion-dollar budget. The scriptwriters even go out of their way to tell us that he's unquestionably the strongest hero on the planet. Their one hope against the Viltrumites. Surely there's nothing on Earth that can... Oh... He's losing just as much, if not even more, than the previous seasons. How is he still struggling with some of these threats? He has no reason to hold back against these worms. What are they made out of? How can they just tank punches that are the equivalent of being struck with a meteor? Given how much the series has been gassing him up, I fully expected a one-punch-man moment here. Why do I feel like the other Viltrumites would have been able to handle this situation within seconds? Or how about when Multi-Paul was trying to kill Rex? He was able to slow Invincible down. Granted, Invincible was clearly holding back here, but Amazon literally could have done their tried and true method of dragging a PNG across the screen with Mark just floating towards Rex, and Paul completely unable to stop him. Paul trying to stop Invincible would be the equivalent of a group of newborns attempting to stop an NFL linebacker in a full-out sprint. Mark didn't even flinch when he was hit by a train. Why would a group of normal people all of a sudden force him to go all out in order to get through them? And like a nerve gun? You mean a glorified taser? How can your dad get hit with this and only get a nosebleed, but you get hit with a nerve gun and you're practically out of the fight? Your skin is thick and strong enough for you to sit in molten lava like it's a jacuzzi. Why is a nerve gun doing this to you? The other Guardians should be paralyzed for life if this is the case. If you're enjoying this video so far, I'd really appreciate if you could like each fight that Mark loses or struggles in undercuts the threats of the Viltrumites because he's comparable to them now. In this season alone, at least 5 things have been introduced that can injure, incapacitate, or kill Viltrumites just on Earth. The Rebellion force has been scavenging the galaxy for ways to deal with the Viltrumite threat, and solutions are casually revealed by weekly villains on Earth. Omni-Man in Season 1 felt nearly unstoppable. The Viltrumite's an insurmountable threat. Now each time I see one on Earth, I question why Cecil hasn't utilized nerve gun technology left behind by the Mauler brothers, Doc Seismic's tech control on the worms, or doesn't have thousands of those sonic wave devices with how much budget he spent on the stupid zombies that get shredded like butter. There are so many options to deal with them now. The Invincible War was even more proof of this, as tons of heroes we've never seen before were capable of dealing with the different Mark variants. At least, the weaker ones. When Mark fights against a Viltrumite, it's like he becomes an entirely different character. He's way stronger, able to take harder hits, dish out more damage, and so on and so forth. If he used a fraction of this type of strength in other situations, they would have been resolved almost instantly. This isn't even taking into account his super speed, which no one besides other Viltrumites or maybe someone like Battle Beast would be able to react to. Mark has no excuse for getting beat up the way he does. Mark is capable of incredible strength, speed, agility, and defense, but in each fight it's like his stats are randomized. They're always high, but low enough that whoever he's fighting has the capability to injure him, even if logically they shouldn't be able to. Mark almost died when fighting Mr. Liu. In the same season, probably within weeks, he fights Conquest. Granted, Conquest is stronger, but Mark is able to keep up overall. Do you think Liu could keep up with this? Liu's even in Season 1 dealt with by missiles from Cecil. Don't know if this was the end of the fight or not, but still. Mark was constantly overwhelmed in both strength and speed in his fight with Liu. The damage that resulted was a destroyed prison. Yet when he fought Conquest, they toppled cities and destroyed buildings with single punches. The fight was constantly changing location because of just how fast they move. Do you think Conquest would struggle at all against Liu? He'd get bored after killing him for the 12th time without a struggle and then launch him into the sun just to get rid of him. I expected Mark's fight with Liu to go more something like this. Or like that. In each fight, I'm hoping that Mark actually tries and isn't bullcrapped into losing by some dumb reasoning, usually getting defeated or heavily injured by something he or another Viltrumite of a similar caliber has shown themselves overcoming. It's really frustrating how many things can damage Mark and other Viltrumites without any explanation. For crying out loud, Angstrom literally fights Invincible with a bunch of cameras. Why are they suddenly able to overpower someone capable of lifting freaking icebergs and flying through concrete and steel buildings as if they were made of paper? What makes these cameras so special? Once again, I expected something more like this. In every fight, I'm surprised either by how weak or strong mainstay characters are. I can never quite put my finger on where they fall strength-wise. And I feel the durability of Viltrumites is constantly shifting from being borderline Superman to more Captain America. Still very strong and durable, don't get me wrong, but the difference between the two is absolutely massive. For example, somehow Rex was able to kill a Mark variant. Like, it was a great scene, don't get me wrong, but everything I've witnessed so far, that should be way outside his capabilities. Our Mark survived a nuke a couple episodes ago, for crying out loud. Why is Rex exploding his skeleton significantly more powerful than that piece of the floor he blew up that only cracked the variant's glasses? The ability to solve problems with magic is proportional to how well the reader understands the magic, is a quote by Brandon Sanderson, specifically his first law when writing hard magic systems. Even though this is a show about superheroes, it would fall into the quote-unquote hard magic system category with all the powers, abilities shown throughout the show, and how impactful and integral they are to the story. However, this system doesn't cue its audience into its rules, changes, or reasonings, making it feel really inconsistent. I'm not expecting a detailed episode where they spell out exactly what characters can and cannot do, but
shit. this guy's dead, I'm fucked. Person to the right outside. Gotta fight this guy. There he is. Where the fuck you? God damn it. You never know. You don't gain anything. Oh, hilarious. God, I'm so tired of being alone. Instead, it's just a pathetic thread of life that nobody will really look at. Same as me. How to have fun and escape from Tarkov.
Stars is available.
How sad do you gotta be to look up how to have fun?
So I feel like
Reminds me of when I actually tried to get help online for how to be happy. start, let me tell you what the fuck you'll say to me. You'll say, oh, Gabriel, I just didn't know. At a certain point, you know, you can't, and you start explaining to me why you fucking ignore me. Fucking disgusting. I don't deserve everything. I don't deserve all of you at once. Stupid fucking piece of shit! I am nobody! I am fucking nobody! I tried so goddamn hard getting out. And now I just hesitate with each and every action. Simultaneous. Nobody's fucking listening and people are listening at the same time. Paranoia just overtakes me. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody fucking cares. I wish my mind didn't attack me. I was a good friend. I was a good friend. I was a fucking great friend. I mean, each and every sacrifice. You pieces of shit. It's fucking great. live stream. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares that I'm alive. You know what that's like? I'm extraordinarily capable. And I've proven that time and time again. It's so cold. Alone. It's so goddamn cold. Because I once knew the warmth of purpose. I know what it's like to live a life that, at the very least, lightly benefits some folks. I used to love my life. Now I know I hate it. I wish it felt good to be insane again. Well, I guess I don't know. Every day is nothing. Every day is fucking nothing. And I tried. Whatever. At least I got my food. Right? Right? Why does everybody treat me like I'm a fucking monster? It's I always knew my fucking... God damn, it sickens me. It sickens me that I was capable enough to achieve just about everything I set myself forward to. And still these fucking people don't give a shit. What? Because I was annoying? Because I was... I'm just... hurts every day. Every day hurts. And I beg for the doctor. I don't get shit. I can't even coordinate a Minecraft game. I don't like being quiet. Everybody just wants me to be. Guess I'll go smoke again. I got nothing else. Happy birthday, alright. It really is a sickening fucking tragedy. I was forever fearful of forgetting myself because of what I saw over and over. Patterns of family. Now it feels pointless to try and explain to anybody. I used to have oomph in my voice. I used to really project. Used to really... Just feels fraudulent now. Just feels like nothing. It's been It's been getting worse and worse. It was really cool when I found my own dog tag. That was cool. I guess I'll find something. I know I can be a lot. At times when things are rough. It would be awesome to hop on Discord and maybe just play some games sometime. If you have the time. Funky ass hood rat, I was very excited to play some Minecraft with you. Maybe I can bother him right now, why not? No thanks.
Recently, there's been a lot of stuff being thrown around by people, a lot of opinions on Escape from Tarkov's in the worst state it's ever been, it's in the best state it's ever been, and a lot of people, at least people that come by my channel, just want to know how to have fun playing the game. So that's what we're talking about today, how to have fun playing Escape from Tarkov, and if we get through the first few tips and you're still not...
Hello, sweet mama, how you doing?
Hey, okay. I tried calling you back immediately. Did your phone die?
Yeah, my phone died, and then the other one, I wouldn't call. I couldn't find it. You wished me a happy birthday.
Yes, I did. So how's my darling doing?
I'm alright, I guess. I'm alright.
Okay. I'll be home soon.
Yeah, alright.
Alright. I love you.
I love you, Mom.
Okay, see you soon.
See you soon. Anything else on your mind?
No. Is there anything you want me to pick up on my way home?
Nothing I'm thinking of. Maybe a chocolate, if you see something. It'd be
A
nice.
chocolate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Mama.
Alright. I love you.
I love you.
Okay, bye.
I'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
I might as well remind myself I'm blocked.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
You were always such an incredible friend to me, Alyssa. Hot dog train and all. Oh, no. I'm sorry, I was rough in moments. No. I don't understand. I hope life is always kind to you nowadays, and I hope in my bad moments I was never too unkind with you.
wanna have fun, fun, fun. Yo, I'm level 4 and I suck dog ween at this game. Who wants to... Yo, I'm level 4 and I suck dog ween at this game. Who wants to meme around with me on Factory or Streets of Tarkov?
Not convinced and you just how to have fun playing Escape from Tarkov. And if we get through the first few tips and you're still not convinced and you just don't feel like you're having fun playing the game, the last tip is a doozy and it's probably for you. My name is Jessica Zam and welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video. I stream Escape from Tarkov on Twitch and all my links will be down below. I'd love to have you stop by and say hey. And engaging with this video in any way helps me out a ton. If you like it, drop a like. Drop a comment down below. Even if you hate the video, drop that and a comment down below. That actually helps me more than you think. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive right in. So the first tip here is learn to love dying. Now, of course, you're never going to actually enjoy dying in Escape from Tarkov. And if you've been playing Tarkov for any meaningful amount of time, you kind of know what I mean. Death is just a part of the game. The deaths being so punishing and brutal is what make surviving a raid that much more impactful, especially when you're taking somebody else's loot after somebody's taking your loot all day. But it's a part of the game. A lot of my content, a lot of my channels are centered around when I die, figuring out what I could have done better, what happened in that situation, why I died, and that helps me become a better player. But it's just a part of the game. You know, I tell people all the time that my journey has gone from my first wipe, a 7% survival rate, to now a content creator in Escape from Tarkov, an over 50% survival rate. It just takes time, and you really can, in a way, learn to love the journey. I tell people a lot that you can use the fact that the game is in beta to your advantage, actually, because you know that no matter how much you mess up your account, no matter how low your ruble count gets or anything like that, the game is going to wipe. And then you get to use everything you learned from this wipe and this experience and pour it into your next one and be better. So keeping that perspective and learning to enjoy the process of getting better at this game actually does make this whole thing easier and allows you to have a little bit more fun. The second tip is play with friends. So we actually talk about this all the time. If you play with friends a lot and you feel like you're still not learning the game and not having fun and just confused, playing solo could probably be really good for you. But in my experience and in my opinion, playing with friends of any amount, my personal favorite is duos, but even 3s or 4s, it helps make the experience a little bit more fun. You can meme around a little bit. Those deaths don't feel as brutal because maybe your buddy can either grab your stuff or drop it for insurance or something like that. And we know that the game is engineered to be played with friends. It's going to be a squad-focused game moving forward. So in my experience, playing with friends can cut the tension, even just the tension of a raid. I find when I'm playing solo, just from the minute I spawn into the raid, you know, one mistake is so punishing, and it feels like you can just get super hyper-focused and super try-hard when you're playing solo. When you're playing with friends, it can just cut the tension a little bit. So, like we said, everybody's experience is different, and if you play with friends a lot and struggle, playing solo could be the best bet for you, but playing with friends can definitely help you enjoy the process a little bit more. The third tip is expect issues. I feel like, you know, we shouldn't have to say this, but a lot of the community really gets frustrated with issues, and I'm not here to be your, you know, BSG fanboy or your Reddit keyboard warrior. I'm in the middle. I'm just playing the game that we have, and the game that we have has issues and will continue to have issues all the way through the launch of the game. Who knows when that's going to be, and probably beyond. It is a core experience in Escape from Tarkov to have issues, whether it be audio issues or desync or getting kicked out of the game. It doesn't mean that you should enjoy those issues. It doesn't mean that those issues are even excusable from a development standpoint. But the fact of the matter is that we can provide bug reports, we can provide feedback to the developers. But if you want to play Escape from Tarkov, you kind of have to expect that, and you have to learn to just roll with those punches. If not, if you just fundamentally cannot accept the issues and bugs that are in the game, then maybe Escape from Tarkov is just not for you. But you have to learn to expect those things and know that the type of game you're playing, Escape from Tarkov, means that when those bugs come, when those issues come, they're going to be pretty punishing. You just got to learn to brush it off and move on. It's definitely going to help you enjoy the game a little bit more. The fourth tip is expect delays. This is something that I've learned a ton over my few years, is that when BSG says they're going to try to do something, try to do a map, they're going to try and do a wipe or try to do anything, delays can happen. Once again, I don't know how to develop games. I'm not your BSG fanboy. I'm not the Reddit keyboard warrior. I'm just saying that the game we have, Escape from Tarkov, often gets delays. Patches get delayed, wipes get delayed, new maps, features. I mean, they've been talking about Streets of Tarkov since before I even started playing the game. So it's just how it is. Once again, a lot of these come back to fundamentally, you can't play Escape from Tarkov for what it's going to be when it releases. You have to play Escape from Tarkov for what it is now and learn to enjoy that experience. So expect delays. That's going to happen. And just, you know, learn to love the game that we've got now, and that helps you enjoy this process and have a lot more fun. Now, the fifth and final tip, the doozy, the big one. If you've gone through all this stuff, if you've made it this far in the video, and you still think like that you just absolutely cannot have fun or cannot accept these things, the last tip is play other games. Yep. That's the tip. In Escape from Tarkov, the best way to have fun, if you just can't accept these things, is play other games. I'm going to reiterate what I said. This is something that Markstrom said in his video where he was talking about stuff, is that if you are only playing Escape from Tarkov for what it will become, then you're just going to constantly be let down by the current experience. You have to learn to play Escape from Tarkov for what it is today. And if you cannot accept the delays, if you cannot accept the issues, but you're really excited about this game that you bought into, then maybe putting it down and just playing other games, either for a few weeks, a few months, or a few years, and coming back to an experience that is more complete and an experience that Battlestate Games wants to create. There's a lot of tension right now around we're playing a lot of stuff that's very placeholder, and then we build our opinions around these placeholder things and say, no, don't change this thing because we really like this thing. And Battlestate Games is going, well, that was a placeholder thing. We always intended to change that. And there's a rift where PSG wants to take the game one direction, and a lot of the players really want it to go maybe a different direction. So if you want to kind of avoid that struggle and avoid that resistance, then put the game down, go play some other games. It's totally okay. You can still be excited for Escape from Tarkov and excited for the project, and just put it down and wait for it to be a little bit more feature complete or maybe a little bit more bug free. So those are my tips on how to have more fun playing Escape from Tarkov. It's got nothing to do with gameplay really. It's about expectations. I say that all the time, and it's what I really believe. You have to set the right expectations going into playing the game. This is a game that I love, that I've poured thousands of hours into, and that I'm really excited for. But I am constantly managing what I expect out of the game and can really enjoy it in its current state. With all the issues, I can have so much fun playing the game. And if you just can't, then maybe putting it down for a season is the right thing to do. So I hope this helped. I hope that maybe it just added a little bit of perspective so that you can hop in and start having more fun playing Escape from Tarkov. Thank you.
Hi guys, this is Pestillion. Welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today we are covering scav runs. Scavving, everything to do with scavs, from how you get up your scav rep, the benefits from it, and little tips and tricks from all over the game, which will help you in making more money and also getting better opportunities from your scav rep. So without further ado, let's crash straight into it. So let's start off with why you should increase your scav rep and not just tank it into the hells of Mordor, so then you don't even get to use your scav, and it is very important that you do increase your scav rep. I'm going to give you some good tips on why you should increase it, and then you can be a little bit naughty as well. So first off, how do you know what your scav rep is? So it is by going to the traders menu and looking at your fence rep. So whatever the number is for reputation underneath fence, that is your current scav reputation. We're starting off with cheaper car extract. So generally the baseline for a car extract in Escape from Tarkov is 5,000 rubles. And if you increase your scav rep, you will be able to reduce it more and more. This makes it very easy that if you're in a raid and you're like, oh, there's a car up, I might be able to take the extract, you can find a cash register, or in just some scav pockets, you might be able to loot some rubles and be able to take the extract without having to always bring in those rubles yourself. Next up on the map streets of Tarkov, there is the BTR. You can actually go inside the BTR and send items back to your stash, and the amount of space you have in the BTR to send items back to your stash is dictated by your scav rep. So it's most important that you try and get at your scav rep so you can send more items back to your stash. If you do this method, it also keeps them found in raid. So if you're in the middle of a raid, you want to keep getting more loot out, but you found a quest item that you need later on, like a graphics card or something like that, you can run up to the BTR, send it back to your stash, and you won't need to worry about losing it. Next up, the scav case in the hideout. You're able to send off those scavs to do your little gamba and find items in raid to bring back to you. It's the gamble mechanic within Escape from Tarkov in the hideout. It is quite endgame, but the higher scav reputation.
Shit!
Now, next up, one of the more important ones being the scav cooldown time. It will also be reduced by the higher level scav rep you have. If you have Intel Center level 1 as well, you have a 15% reduction in that time, and then if you go to level 3 Intel Center, you'll have a 35% reduction. This is also increased by your hideout management skill. The hideout management skill is leveled up by upgrading places within your hideout, and also using the fuel in the generator, the water treatment plant, water section, and also the air filter. So if you want to keep those things running, you'll level up your hideout management skill. and then you will increase the shiny already over 45%.
No Stagilla.
You want to level up this scav rep is because of the gear that you get. So whilst you're also got a reduced cooldown every time you go into a raid, you'll be able to get more items. Now, it was data mined in the past to show you exactly how many extra items you'll get, but just let's just say at a baseline, asked to show you exactly.
Tagila.
How many extra items you'll get, but just let's just say at a baseline you'll probably get a crappy gun with a shitty rig and not very much else for med-wise. By the time you have 6.0 rep or higher, you'll be able to go in with armor, get contacts, potentially a helmet as well, a backpack, and anywhere between 5 and 10 items inside your actual, backpack and rig itself. It is a gold mine. I'm going to show you how to take advantage of that later on in this video. Now the next one, it's not a huge one, but it does help out, I guess. The items that you sell to fence will be increased in value. So if you do a scav run and you can't be bothered taking the items back in your stash to sell to other traders, you can do the sell all button and you'll get slightly more value for those items. And on top of that, you'll have access to fence level 2, which honestly, I've never really found a lot of cool stuff there. But hey, maybe one day you will find something cool there. Another handy one is if you do a lot of scav runs on a bigger map, say Streets of Tarkov or Customs, you'll be able to then get more extracts when you're scavving in that map. It's when you first start out, you might have 1, 2, or 3 different extracts, but by the time you have 6.0 rep or higher, you'll have the majority of the scav extracts available to you. Now, one of the most fun and coolest actual things that have been added to the game is the ability to call scavs in for reinforcement. So if you get a high enough scav rep, you'll be able to call in scavs to help you. I've been able to hide in with all the bosses of the map, and then also have, when PMCs are coming in, I've been able to call in for help, and also had time, say on factory, when I'm just running through the map, a player starts shooting at me, I'll call for scav help, and 2 or 3 scavs will come and help, and surprisingly or not, it actually does help out quite a lot. Now last but not least, you will have the ability to have scav bosses not fight you. So if you go into a map like factory, you'll be able to walk directly up to Gilla and not have him shoot you in the face on site, and that happens at a guaranteed at 6.0, but as soon as you get to around 4 or 5, there's a chance that they won't shoot at you. So this is actually really handy when you go to maps like Reserve and stuff like that. You'll go to the places where the scav boss, you'll hear the scav boss fighting, and then you'll be able to run over there and clean up the PMC loot that's been killed by Glucker, and you'll be able to take all that loot out without having the risk of Glucker killing you or his boys. Now on the other side of things, if you do go down the negative scav karma or scav pathway, then you're really going to run into a lot of issues. Your scav timer will be longer. If you get bad enough, the actual the scavs will actually disengage you straight away as soon as you spawn in, and you won't spawn in with as good items. So it's always worth having high scav rep. Alright, now next up, how to increase your scav rep. So it's quite simple. If you go to car extract, you will get a giant boost in your scav rep. It was a lot higher than this, but it has been reduced. So now on the very first use, it is 0.2 scav rep, and then every use after that is divided by the amount of uses. So 0.2 divided by 2 if you've done the second use, so you'll get 0.1, and then divided by 3, so you'll get 0.07, 0.05, 0.04, and usually about 0.03 to 1.19. Now the car extracts are currently available on Ground Zero, Shoreline, and Woods at 100%. Every time you go to those maps, the cars will always be there. Next, Lighthouse, Customs, Interchange, and Streets, there's a chance for the car to be there. So I would highly suggest, and this is totally up to you guys how you want to do it, but I would highly suggest try and take the car extract at least 5 times per map. If you can do 5 times per map, you'll come out with about 3.2 scav rep just by the car extracts alone. Now at the start of the wipe, there was a lot more rep involved, but maybe they'll change in the future. So just understand that these variables or values might change, but that is by far the most simple and easiest way to get your scav rep up from the jump straight away. Once you hit about 4.0 scav rep, that's where the gear really works well. Like you'll get a lot of really good gear by having good scav rep. Now next up what we have is the co-op extract. So that is when you extract from a raid as a PMC with a friendly scav, or as a scav with a friendly PMC. You need to go to a specific spot on the map. It's available on Interchange, Reserve, Woods, Shoreline, Lighthouse, Streets, and Ground Zero. Now the first time you do this, you'll get 0.25 rep. So you get just under 2 rep, 1.75 rep, just by doing it once per map. On top of that, there is an actual achievement in the game to do it on Interchange, so it's worth trying to get it done on Interchange just for that. and some of these maps have scavs spawning very early, so it's actually quite easy to actually get a friendly scav. The problem is most people start to lose trust as the wipe goes on, so you won't be able to get the friendly scav extracts throughout the entire wipe. Now the actual other cool thing is when you do one of these friendly extracts, there is a bonus like message from Fence, and he sends you a group of items. So it's usually like between what, 2 and 3 items, and sometimes you can get really good stuff. I remember when it very first came out, someone got a raid key card, and it was like crazy. Everyone was super excited, and everyone was trying to do co-op extracts. There was actually an event as well that BSG put together that made it that you got bonuses for doing friendly extracts. So it's something you should definitely pay attention to, and if you get an opportunity to do a friendly extract, you should. Now, if you're unsure of where some of these extracts are, either via the car extract or the co-op extract, I highly recommend checking out my new player guides and my new player playlist, which this video is also on that playlist, and we have all the extracts covered in those videos, and you should focus on one map and slowly learn that one, and then move on to it until you have a complete knowledge of Escape from Tarkov. Those videos are made for you guys to be able to expand your knowledge, get better at the game, and not be as frustrated, and hopefully get some dubs under the belt. Now, the next way to get your scav rep up is 0.01 rep by surviving as a scav. So if you literally spawn into a raid, run straight to the extract, run through or not, and you can do run throughs as a scav, you will go up 0.01 rep. So if you do 100 survives, that's 1.0 rep just by surviving. There's also the ability to get rep after you complete Intel Center level 1. You'll start getting scav tasks, and that will come through Fence. Some of them are really straightforward and simple by just surviving maps. Other ones, you have to kill scavs and do other weird shit. I'd highly recommend if you have a scav killing task, I believe you can kill at this point in time, you can kill the rogues on Lighthouse without any detriment to your rep. So if the task allows you to kill scavs on any map, then you can technically go to Lighthouse and kill rogues there without losing rep, but you will lose rep if you kill scavs as normal on any other map. Next is for killing a PMC that has already killed a scav during that raid, and if they've killed more than one scav, you'll get 0.03 rep instead of instead of 0.02. So if you kill a PMC that's killed one scav, 0.02, multiple scavs, 0.03. However, if they haven't killed any, you won't get any rep. And that's why sometimes people think it's broken. It's because they never killed a scav in that raid. Now you do get rep for helping out scav bosses and scav guards. Generally speaking, they need to engage on a player, and then you need to kill the player. So it's not an
There we go. Okay, so. Oh, I'm right at Emercom. that's that thing. Fuck! Well, I should have been more careful, I guess. Fucking damn it. I should have just gotten out of there. Why did I stick around? It's the Fortnite shit! The game was so easy. Well, I had no chance in a fight. Yeah, I went from Emercom over to there. Okay. So it is Terra Group's garage. Okay. I'm starting to learn, you know. Damn, I should have switched out the Salewas. Ah, fuck. Oh well.
easy one to farm, but it's just good to know that it's there. Also, killing trader scavs. So what this means is if a player scavs kills another scav, either player or player scav, you are allowed to kill that scav. However, be very careful, because if you are mistaken and you get killed the wrong scav, you will lose rep. So sometimes, like myself, I like to try and bait scavs into shooting me first, so that if a scav shoots me, then I can defend myself and kill that scav. Now, probably the more important thing is, how do you lose rep? Now, killing AI scavs will give you 0.03 to 0.05. Killing player scavs will lose 0.1. Killing a boss guard is 0.05, and killing a boss is 0.2. It is not worth doing this. Trust me, I'll explain some of the tips and tricks on how to take advantage of the system in a little bit. Now, some things to note. Run-throughs. You can still get a run-through as a scav. The way it works is, a run-through is dictated by how long the server has been open. So, for example, if you spawn into a factory run as a scav, and the map time is above 13 minutes, that means the raid has only been open for less than 7 minutes, and if you run straight out to the extract, it will be a run-through. So any items you have on you will not be found in raid. So I highly recommend that you just wait till the 13-minute mark, and then extract, and you'll be perfectly fine. Alternatively, you can loot stuff, and if you get it above 200 loot experience or killing experience, you won't have a run-through. So factory is probably the map you're going to have the most issues with this, but some other maps like Streets and Lighthouse and Reserve, you can spawn in quite early as a scav. So just be wary of that. If you do spawn in super early, you can still get a run-through. So if you have some very valuable item, you spawn in, oh my god, I have a red key card on me, and you just run straight out to the extract, you make sure it's been at least 7 minutes. One other thing is, if you are trying to unlock Lightkeeper, if you're going to be playing the game a lot and you want to play all the way through and get all the end game tasks through Lightkeeper complete, you do need to have a 2.0 scav rep to be able to complete Network Provider Part 1. So you can't be complete like an a-hole as a scav and tank your rating if you want to go to Lightkeeper. Now, there is a weird thing that after you hit 6.0 rep, if you go anywhere between 6 and 8 rep and you do any negative action at all, it will take away all your rep down to 5.9. If you're above 8 rep, it will take off 2 rep. So if you're at 10 rep and do a negative action, it'll take you down to 8, or if you're at 9, it'll take you down to 7. But anywhere between 6 and 8, it'll just take you down to 5.9. So pretty much speaking, 6.0 is where the kind of the cap is, unless you do something like you do everything exceptional from that point, and therefore you'll be able to make a little bit more benefits from, say, the scav timer on the scav case run, and cars will be cheaper. But outside of that, there's not much bonus for going over 6.0. Alright, now down to some of the tips and tricks of scabbing. I'm not going to show you full loot runs on how to do scav runs. There are plenty of videos out there if you want to like scav into a raid and grab all that loot. I'm going to show you loot guides on where all the best loot is on each map, and you can use your scav run to find that, and that will be in our loot playlist of all the maps. However, if you are just trying to capitalize on making as much money as possible as a scav, here is some awesome tips. Tip number 1, the amount of time you spend on a scav is time you're not
So I'm at Nakatani. I'm dead. Got one. Low-key can't believe it. Fuck. Well, let's hope I scared him off, because I'm fucked. Try shooting. Killed him. May as well. Push it. Been here 1,000 times, but I don't remember where exactly here is.
Well done.
Fuck. This is where I am. Let's go. Oh man, I would have killed myself. Fuck where? Fuck where? I hope he's underneath, but I don't think he is. There. I don't think I got him. Now I've gotten him. Mama! He's doing pretty good. Welcome home! Welcome home. So, what do I have to do? That's another decision I'm doing. I certainly don't want my picture taken today. I'm feeling.
Put a couple more blankets on you.
I slept some more.
Yeah, I went to Dollar General, man.
They didn't have much of a sense.
Butterfinger and a Baby Ruth, because that's all Way,
It cost me the Butterfinger, I
Three
guess.
Musketeers.
Are they still open? I guess if we gotta go.
You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm fine enough. Just another day.
I don't know here.
Just another day.
And also, this is the one that has you at 7-Eleven.
Has me at 7-Eleven.
Kite.
Oh yeah.
Renew it online, they charge you extra also.
I don't know. Is that a question?
Like the same as a kiosk.
I don't know. Do they charge you at the kiosk?
Yeah.
Well, if you come with me, I'll go, I guess. If I got to, I got to.
Their hours are Why don't you just close the door for the light? Alright. Thank you. What you looking up? Okay.
Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. We have a video today explaining to you the best early white barters for Escape from Tarkov. Now, it doesn't matter if you are brand new to the game, you're a veteran, or someone turning after a few wipes off. You're gonna get something out of this video. It's because barters serve a couple of purposes in Tarkov. First, they give you access to items you might not yet have access to through the trader because you're restricted by levels, or because now with the various level locks on the flea market, you might not be able to buy it on the flea. So this allows you to get guns, scopes, suppressors, armor, meds, lots of stuff without being able to actually buy them on the flea or the traders. It gives you kind of a shortcut. Second, they often save you a lot of money. Even if you're buying the components off the flea for the barter,
I love
that
you
is
so much,
cheaper than
Mama.
usually buying the item itself. Sometimes it's just a few thousand rubles, sometimes it's half the cost. Kind of depends on where you're at. Now lastly, even if you don't use these barters, this video is going to highlight some hidden loot that you're probably passing up that is worth big bucks. Because other people are using it and they're buying the items off you off the flea. So if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the new content coming out for 1.0. Because there's going to be a lot of it. Let's not waste any more time and get right into the video. Okay, so we're going to work through this trader by trader pretty quickly, pretty straightforwardly. First up is going to be proper. This is an old barter, but it's one I want to point out for especially the new players. The AK-74UB, it's available on level 1 proper. It's only 2 USB adapters and 1 Marlboro. These are easy to find in filing cabinets. You're going to find lots of these things. In fact,
Sure. Maybe we'll do it at the kiosk. Yeah. We're homies. Was that a PMC or was it a bait? Was it a...
A lot of people skip over them, so even if you loot a filing cabinet that's been looted, you might still find this stuff in it. Anyways, the reason this is so important is because the gun is great. It allows you to put dovetail optics on it, which is this little side attachment for those that aren't aware, which those are it's everything from PSO scopes. You can't put a PSO scope on an AK-74 UB, but you can put the Cobras. There's lots of sights you can get right away that are pretty cheap you can put on there. But most importantly, the thing about it is it comes with a suppressor, which when you're at level 1, they are very hard to come by. And by level 1, when you're low level, when you only have level 1 traders. And the reason it's so important is this does it keeps information about you in raid low, so it makes it much harder for players to hunt you down. So great little barter, super cheap to get a gun for this right here. And if you do get the fleet, this is even a cheap way to get one if you want to run something like this. Now next up is, it's kind of a new barter. It came with the hardcore wipe, and some of you guys skipped it, so to you this is a brand new barter. And this is the AK-12 suppressor barter. This is important for Test Drive 3, or just the AK-12 in general, which is actually a pretty damn good 5.45 weapon. It's only 2 Drano cleaners, which these cost like anywhere from 11 to 20k, depending on when you're at the wipe. But when you compare that to the price of what the suppressor is, even when you can buy it off the traders, it's $66,000. So it's going to save you a ton of money, especially right now when you can only buy them. These are going to get more expensive as more players level up and start using these for Test Drive. So yeah, super important barter, kind of new for a lot of people. Next up is going to be on Therapist, loyalty level 1. These are Salewas. Now you can't buy these Salewas till you get Postman's hat done, or until you get the flea market, and even then I believe these are locked behind level 20. So even if you do have the flea, you don't have them right away. And that's subject to change. Obviously, BSG's been monkeying with the flea levels as I'm making this video. But the important thing is that you have 3 total barters you can do per reset here. The paid, which this doesn't serve any other purpose. There's nothing else that uses these. The only thing that uses paids is Salewas. So you find a paid, you see one of these sitting around, it's pretty much the same as a Salewa. And even after you get Salewas, you can get these for a little bit cheaper. We're 20,000 for a paid. Salewas are probably 22 to 20, oh yeah, 25, 26. And these will even push up in the 30s. So if you're doing Salewas, this will save you money. This also applies to the emergency water ration. You can get 2 for this. Plus, these are pretty easy to craft in your hideout, but they're never very expensive. Right now, they're sitting here 17 to 20k, but again, cheaper than a buying one off the fleet. So even if you can get them, they're cheaper here. But they also, it's a great little barter because it gives you access to Salewas, which are a great med, earlier than you normally would be able to get them because they're just at level 1 Therapist. Now we're gonna go right over to Skier. There's lots of barters in here. Again, I'm going over the ones that you guys might not know about and that you might be missing. That's why I'm going over.
What you still got in there?
Barters. There's a lot.
Little bag. That little baggie that I raped the shit out of, like usual. Yeah, the pop bag.
I got one.
One what?
Babes.
Oh, okay. And then you still have your freebie joint, right? You got a freebie joint with the lighter? is incredible, Mom. Huh? It's only the blue.
Well, I got an email, so I printed it. It's pretty good. It's the optimized happy birthday Gabriel.
Oh, same opinion. Anything happen today?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's insure it. It's the best gun I have, so. It's insured. Mama, sucker. You know what I was thinking? I know. Well, yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, whatever you said. He wasn't dead. I would have been dead if it was anything else.
Ceasefire!
What about command? They just left us. Okay, it's nothing. What the fuck am I doing here? Just stay focused, guys.
That's tequila! Well, shit. I'm tweaking a little bit.
Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Tarkov 1.0 has brought some new mechanics and new challenges, and with that has brought some confusion, some missed opportunities, as well as some mechanics people just don't even know are there. I get asked a lot of questions on stream like this, so I thought I'd put a video together that kind of accumulates all of these places into one spot so everybody can see it and everybody can learn from it. We've got tips in here about money, tricks to make your life a little bit easier, as well as
Why am I not able to move normally? There we go. That was peculiar. I know where that is. Opposite side here, it's close. Oh, where exactly was it? Got it all wrong. Factory 3D map Tarkov. Fuck. really want to extract alive. This doesn't work, does it? Mama. I love you.
Escape from Tarkov 1.0 has hit the shelves, and players are just now starting to complete the in-game story and escape Tarkov for the very first time. It's got me thinking about the development of the game, and how many ideas and implementations have changed over the years since I started playing in 2017. There's been a
Friendly?
Ну-ка за мной все!
Hey, anybody in here? You get some beans. Tarkov Factory Guide. What was that? Huh? You said, whoa.
If you're tired of dying 30 seconds into your factory raids, or not knowing where any of the extracts are, this factory map guide for 2025 is exactly what you need. Let's go for that. Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Ghost. Today we're breaking down everything about Factory and Escape from Tarkov. We're going to cover the factory map layout, including ways to orient yourself on the map. After that, we're going to cover the extracts, the bosses you can encounter here, and even a rundown of the loot. I'll also give you some advanced fighting and movement tips that I've picked up across thousands of hours of playing this game. Whether you're brand new to Tarkov or just looking to sharpen your CQB skills, this guide will help you survive and improve your game fast. Factory is Tarkov's smallest and most intense map. Raids last for about 20 minutes during the day and 25 at night. There can be up to 8 PMCs on the map and what seems like an endless wave of player scavs. Despite there only being 8 PMCs in the start, I promise it's going to feel like there's 20 or 30 once the bullets start flying. Factory is a compact industrial complex with a few floors on the inside and even one on the outside in 2025. We are going to use the ground level of the factory to identify where the extracts are. The underground tunnels that run underneath that are great if you want to flank, escape, and actually extract as well. In addition, there are tons of catwalks you need to be aware of. Veteran players like to climb up onto them because new players rarely check up there, so they're easy kills. Factory is designed for fast, chaotic engagement. This is perfect for you to practice your PvP mechanics, movement, and audio awareness. The general loot on Factory is decent, but it's not really a money map, it's a gunfight map. You're primarily going to come to Factory to increase your combat skills, do some early quests, and maybe some quick gear runs. I know a lot of players like to use their player scav to get gear on this map, but honestly a much better use of your player scav is to bring them to reserve to get barter items and good ammo, or to send them to Shoreline or Lighthouse for that easily accessible high tier loot. Because Factory is so small, spawn knowledge is everything. You'll usually spawn in one of the warehouse rooms, near the forklift area, by the medical tents, or even in one of the underground tunnels. To help make things simple, in this section we're going to discuss how you orient yourself on the ground floor. To do this, we're going to divide the ground floor into 4 sections with the office area operating rooms near the so small, spawn knowledge is everything. You'll usually spawn in one of the warehouse rooms, near the forklift area, by the medical tents, or even in one of the underground tunnels. To help make things simple, in this section we're going to discuss how you orient. yourself on the ground floor. To do this, we're going to divide the ground floor into 4 sections, with the office area operating as our north or guide point. I will include some key landmarks in each section so you can quickly identify where you are. First, let's discuss the office area. This
Yeah, why not? NVGs and the PPSH at night. Why not? I'll even go for a P.A.C.A. I love you, sweet mama. How you doing? 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 Do 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 do.
This is located in the middle of the northern part of the map. It's made up of 3 different floors. The ground floor has some storage and an office space. The middle floor is a war-torn bathroom that has a way to get in and out of the office. And the 3rd floor features a locked door, a breachable door you'll need to go in for a few early quests, and an office room that has a safe and other lootable objects inside, like cabinets. The first section of the map that we're going to talk about is going to be to the right of the office area. This is going to run from the forklift spawn all the way to the south, up to the gate 3 extract in the top right. Some key landmarks here are the stairs that lead up to the office, and some platforms surrounding what appear to be oil or gas tanks. It's common to see players up on the rafters. They're getting there from the 3rd floor of the office area, so be aware of that and expect vertical combat in addition to scanning your normal sectors. The second
Spawned outside. Yeah. Please, bro, I got nothing. I see the laser sight. Just go on. Ah, god damn it. Well, I can't blame you. I got a PPSH. Good luck to me. Why wasn't the PPSH on fully auto? I actually had half a chance.
section we're going to talk about is to the left of the offices. This basically stretches from the offices all the way to the gate 0 extract in the top left corner.
Motherfucker completely left out the outside area. Hey, mom. You ready, Mama?
Cool, 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 cool. Cool, 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 cool.
I love you very much, Mom. I don't even have a Taz. Hi, Mom. Anything you hungry for?
Some key landmarks here are going to be the connexes and the flat platform that gets you right up to the second floor of the office area. Once again, be aware of players that climbed onto the rafters from the third floor of the office. The middle section of the map includes the 3 giant silos that begin in the basement and go through to the main level. The final section will be what I'm going to refer to as the medical area. This has the med tent extract all the way to the south if you enter the doors just behind the medical tents. The underground on Factory mirrors the ground floor. The 3 most identifiable landmarks you can use as reference points when you're underground are the 3 silos, the flooded
Got a piece of shit rifle I'm taking in though. Hey, mama.
Area, and the ramp with the forklift on it. Look for these when you're underground to orient yourself as you learn the routes. Now let's take a look at the on it. Are the 3 silos, the flooded area, and the ramp with the forklift on it. Look for these 3 silos, the flooded area, and the ramp with the forklift on it. Look for these when you're underground to orient yourself as you learn the routes. Now let's take a look at the extracts. For PMCs, there are 5 main extracts. All are always available, but some require specific conditions to access. Gate 3 is your main extract. This is always open for PMCs. Gate 3 is located on the ground floor to the right of the stairs leading up to the office. You'll know you're there when you see a metal gate and the number 3 painted on it. To use this extract, just head through the doors and to the back of the extract. Be careful though, as this is one of the most camped spots on the map. Filthy extract campers like to sit inside here for easy kills. Just kidding about calling them filthy, you can't blame them. In Tarkov, you're never safe and you shouldn't let your guard down until you're back in your stash. Gate 0 will be your next extract. Gate 0 is always open for PMCs, and it's located on the ground floor in the top left section of the map. You'll know you're there when you see a metal gate with a 0 painted above it. Just head through the doors and to the back to extract.
Ready? Alright, well. Would you nab my shoes, get them ready?
The med tent gate is another extract you can take. This is always open for PMCs. It's located on the ground floor in the bottom medical tent section of the map. Just go through the tent and then unlock the door in the back to use this extract. You will need a factory emergency exit key to open this door. This cellar extract is located just down the stairs and through this door below the forklift room spawn. If you've got the factory emergency exit key, you can use this extract when you're trapped, maybe you have good loot, or maybe you want to avoid extract campers. The courtyard gate extract is located just outside. Head out there through the office to reach this. You can exit the offices many different ways, but the main one that I use is the window through the second floor bathroom. Once you're outside, just head to the gate with this card, extract. For scavs, you have a few different extract options. The main 2 are the camera bunker door, which is located in the tunnel underground, and the other one is the office window. To get to the camera bunker door, jump down to the tunnel area from the ground floor silos. From there, head down the short tunnel and you'll find the extract by this door. To use the office window, just go to the 3rd story of the office.
It's 5:51. You said they close at 7? Okay. Well, let me just get some socks.